In case y'all are wondering, yes, Amy wears the same thing for like 5 days. I'll change whenever I take a shower. Like, I don't know when that'll be.
It should be today, goddammit. I know.
I know. But it might not be today. Might not be tomorrow either. Might not be Monday. It might be Tuesday. So the thing is, I tell myself that I'm going to take a shower like when it matters. You know? Like when I'm around people. Like lots of people. I've noticed this about like restaurants. Like if you work at a shitty restaurant, you're probably like not going to bathe as much as like somebody that, you know, doesn't work at a shitty restaurant. It's true. It's so true. Like everybody I know, not everybody, but like a lot of them, like I don't think they wash their hair or anything. They always have like greasy scuz bucket kind of hair, you know, like the Kurt Cobain look. Totally made that okay. Totally made it acceptable to be depressed, you know? Thank you, Kurt. Hopefully you're a lot happier not existing on this fucking planet. I know I would be. See, it's really funny when people tell me, like, Amy, you're so down to earth. Like, I find it kind of, like, not, I don't know if ironic is the right word, but
it's interesting the things that people say to you based on how you interpret it, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, people tell me you're down to earth. I'm like, well, that makes sense because I don't feel like I'm from the earth, you know? I feel like wherever I'm from, they're punishing me, and it's working. Sent me here to study, research, society. I'm like, you know, I've been thinking, what if, like, I am just a fucking alien, you know? And I'm, like, cleverly disguised as a human. Like, I've, like, really been pondering this. Because, you know, like, aliens, all that shit's coming out, right? Like, there are totally, like, aliens all around us. And I'm sure there are really, really terrible aliens that are, like, disguised as humans. So I'm also telling myself that, like, anytime that I meet somebody I don't like, I'm like, well, they're just evil. Like, they're just one of those really bad aliens. But, I mean, they're good aliens, too. I feel like I'm one of those. I promise I'm a good alien. I don't mean any harm to anyone. Like, I might talk about, you know, homicide and stuff. But I just want people to be smarter than they are.
It sucks that, you know, you can't make an impact on anybody. Right? Terrible.
It's like I really want to, you know, really want to change the world. Really want to, like, do a lot more than just, I don't know, what everybody else does to, like, change the world, you know? Like, I'm going to make a quilt. I'm going to hold hands with all the women and go march on Washington, you know? I don't know. It's just, I think that protests would be, like, way more successful if, like, they were more creative, you know? Like, just you, like, getting together and chanting shit that's really not doing anything, you know? You gotta be creative. You should get a step team involved. You should do, like, human pyramids, all that, you know? Like, how can the senators deny our pyramid of love? Anyway.
Sorry, guys. Just, these are my shit talk thoughts, okay? You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree. You don't have to understand.
I know that my perspective is like really, really like, whoa, it's really off. It's really like extreme. It's really like, what the fuck, man? How can she continue to live and have this shitty of an attitude? Like, I wonder that my whole life, bitch. I wonder that my whole life. It's 5:15, y'all. That's right. Woke up around 5 p.m. Mind you. Why do you do that clucking? I don't know. It's like a defense mechanism or some shit. You know, I noticed that when I get defensive or I get angry, like, I feel like I can't be the cunt that I want to be. I like talk in like a little kid kind of voice. Like, okay, all right, anything else for you? Oh, okay, you just come around. You come around the second window. Thank you. Okay. Like, I just sound like a little kid. I think it's because that whoever is talking to me is like bringing out like the inner child. You know? It's like, well, what's the inner child? Like, why does that exist? It's because like you didn't allow yourself to feel something or to express something the way that you should have when you're a child. So it's like, you know, anytime that you're crying, like you're crying for that inner child in that like original experience. Supposedly, that's what they say. I believe I have an inner zygote. But yeah, it's like, that makes sense though. You know, whenever I have to deal with some dickhead, like, thinks they're so fucking cool. Like, I had to deal with these fucking assholes last night. They're like, I was like, is there anything else I can get for you? And they're like, I'm a cock. Like, I could tell, like, he just thought he was so fucking creative, you know? Who the fuck says shit like that to somebody in a drive-thru? I mean, thing is, like, this guy asked for, like, a chocolate frosty. I really should have done something to it, you know? I don't know what I would have done to it, but I'm saying I should have done something. You should have said something. See, I was tempted, like, when they came around, I was tempted to be like, do you think that you could fuck me on my period? You know, like, I just wanted to, like, just freak them out. Because, like, they were trying to be all, like, grody and inappropriate. And, like, don't even play that game with me, boy. Don't even try. It's like people are realizing that, like, these stupid-ass kids that I work with are realizing, like, not to play that game. Like, I'm gonna shock Amy. Like, no, you're not. It's hard to shock the bitch that's, like, you know, pooped on somebody's chest. Like, that's really hard to compete with that. Like, there's this one kid that I work with that's, like, really cool. And I understand why he's cool, because, like, I used to work with his brothers at Steak and Shake. And they were cool. Even though they're Mormons, they're still cool, you know? It's hard to find Mormons that are still cool. Well, that's not true. I actually like talking to Mormons. I think Mormons are pretty alright to talk to. They'll, like, you know, just sit there and talk to you. Like, don't tell them you don't believe in God, because that's just, you know, like,
you're just asking them to like stick around, and I don't. They're not really like the proselytizing type though. They're not like other Christians. You should say that to them. You're not like the other Christians. Yeah, but they're not though. They're like, I think that they're just way more approachable. You know. Well, they're the ones that like, they go out walking around and like door to door, like trying to educate people. And they're not just like Jehovah's Witnesses. Like Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door. They go door to door too, but it's not. It's a little different. Like Mormons, I've noticed this. They have to be in like groups. I always tell myself that they're like the gay couples. I'm like, oh yeah, they're. There's another Mormon gay couple walking around trying to convert people. Yeah, but these Mormons, they came to my house, right? Like back when I was living with my parents. And I was just outside chain smoking, as we used to do all the time. And, yeah, they came over and, like, we just talked for like 3 hours. All about God. And my mother was like, why are they still here? I was like, because I like talking, Mom. I was like, I'll talk to fucking anybody. I don't care. That freaks them out. My parents don't like that about me at all. They hate the fact that I get on with like total strangers. It like offends them, because like I don't like talking to them and who I've known like my whole life. But I'm like, yeah, but you guys have like a major stick up your ass, Like you get easily offended. So basically like, the majority of my thoughts like I cannot say or else you're going to get mad at me, Like my mother has asked me like specifically, like just to not talk sometimes, She's like, could you just sit? I mean, I don't want to like blame them for like the fact that I'm a quiet borderline, but I mean, they're not like responsible for my sickness, but they sure shit didn't help, It's not their fault, it's a generational thing. Like that generation does not understand mental illness. Not that I don't really think any generation does. Because it seems like people are more concerned with just like getting a diagnosis, even if it doesn't make sense. I mean, you know that I'm talking about bipolar, right? I know the vortex knows exactly which disorder I'm referring to. It can't possibly be helping people just diagnose everybody with the same thing. It's like everybody has bipolar now. Like that's probably hurting a lot more people. Like just to diagnose somebody with something just because they have these symptoms. I mean, bipolar and borderline, those symptoms are very, very similar. That's why I want people to come to me, Like, they don't have to pay me. I'm like, why don't you just talk to me? Like, don't talk to a fucking shrink. Like, you have to pay a shrink. And you have to keep paying them, In order to, like, get your medication and stuff. Like, you have to do follow-ups and... Fuck that. Talk to me. I'll give you a pot cookie for free. Who does that? Nobody fucking does that shit. Except, like, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's cool. Anyway. I don't like how society is set up to fail. Every day. Do you like my hands? Society is just dumb. And they just like believe like anything they're told, Like, oh, okay, I'm bipolar, I guess. All right, I guess I'm just gonna take this medication and be on the way. You know, like, why don't you think a little bit more, bitch? And by bitch, I mean man, woman, child, anybody. Any human is a bitch, okay? Please don't get offended by that. This makes me mad. No, I just feel sorry for people. And, like, you're not gonna feel better. You know, like, if you've been diagnosed with something that you don't have, and you take medication for it, but the medication isn't doing enough, or maybe it just fucks you up even more, or you don't know how to, like, respond to it because, like, you know, your brain's like, what the fuck are you doing medicating this shit? You know, because, like, that's your sickness. Your sickness is going to tell you, like, you don't need something that's going to make you feel better. You know, exactly what it does. It does that to me every time that I want to go out and do comedy. You know, it's like, no, you don't need to do that. You just need to stay here and talk to the people that are here. They don't exist, you guys. They're not actually there. They're just the audience in my head. See, that's why it's bad for me to, like, do Instagram and Facebook and shit like that. Because I'll just, like, just look at pictures of people. And then they'll, you know, be the audience in my head. It's not good. It's a really, really terrible thing. And I think that, like, it makes sense for me to do comedy. It makes sense for me to get up and, like, you know, actually speak into a microphone and validate myself and talk about these things and have other people listen to it and receive it and go, whoa, you know, whoa. But, like, that's good for me. That's good for other people. But, like, it's not good for me to just sit here and just be in my own world all the time. And, like, I feel like, you know, Facebook, you know, might be good, you know, for, like, self-promotion and all that shit. But it's not good if you're crazy. Trust me. Like, if you're crazy, you know that, like, you will waste way more time looking at stupid pictures of people and rating yourself. It's terrible. It's terrible for the human psyche. And I hope that I could get that message across. I'm just so worried that I'm going about this the wrong way, but then again, I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you have to be honest and unmerciful. That's what Lester Bangs said. I miss you, Phillip Seymour Hoffman. I miss you so much. You're always going to be my favorite actor of all time. I got really sad just now, thinking about him. I hate how people think that, like, oh, just because, like, you die, like, you know, in some sort of, like, drug-addicted way, like, you kill yourself, like, you're just a bad person, you know, that, like, didn't appreciate your life. Like, you know, the reason why he was such an incredible actor was because of, like, what he was dealing with internally, you know. People are just so dense that they can't see that. You know, just like all those people that are like, why would Robin Williams kill himself? He's a comedian. Why don't you kill yourself, you feeble-minded piece of crap? It's like, let's do a switcheroo, man. Let's push all those feeble-minded pieces of crap over the edge. Why don't we do that? Keep the suicidal people. Because we're going to save the world. Right? We're the Jesus people. We're going to sacrifice ourselves every day. Join my cult. 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 Oh, Lord. Exactly.